What is up? Welcome to Bleach Boys number 31 movie special. We're doing Memories of Nobody, the very first Bleach movie that was ever released. So
and
way back
phenomenal.
when.
And yeah, animation wise, holy shit, that holds up incredibly
really well.
I was trying to figure out because when we watched most of the series, it was all in 4:3, so it's like the squarish
Yes,
box.
yes, it
and
was.
This was immediately in 16:9.
Yep.
Thank
It was
God.
gorgeous.
So
Yeah.
I could not do another 4-3 episode because those episodes were looking tough.
Yeah, they were really bad.
They didn't age all that well.
No.
You know, when I did the intro for the last thing, you know what I did to make it look more like the anime? I threw a tint on there, so it just looked gray,
I
and
see.
I'm like, it just looks bad. So yeah.
So just throw a gray tint on it. It looks good.
No,
Yo,
throw a gray tint, and it looks like old school anime.
Okay.
That's my pro tip.
I know what you mean. Make it grainy.
Yeah, super grainy.
So
super
all
old.
you got to do to make the movie look like the anime is throw a tent on it. And then we're
reverse and just pump it up.
and then it could just be a couple anime episodes. They could Boruto it. They could just throw it into the anime as a couple episodes.
I think
I
that's
see
a
what
good
you
idea.
Even though they very nicely write it off as anything to do with canon at the end. So they tie that with a nice little literal ribbon.
Oh, that's a good point.
And just like not just to remind you guys, not canon. Just
Yeah.
so everybody had any sort of inclinations at the end of the movie, it's not canon. Everybody, let's remember, please.
Also, because we could have totally written the main character to run after that person,
Yep.
and they could have totally had a conversation, maybe hit each other
Nope.
up.
Just run right
No,
past them.
he just decided
You forget
to
that person is probably like 14. So
he's only 16.
yeah,
Yeah, but he doesn't look 16.
you do be looking big.
He looks physically
Chad is
disabled.
16. Chad is 16.
And Chad looks like he's about 30. So,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, Chad looks like he has a wife and kids.
Yeah,
at home.
oh,
He's
yeah,
just like, I gotta
big
go to high
time.
school, babe. It's like, fuck.
so what did you guys think of the movie as a whole? Like
It was good. I liked
as
it,
an
yeah.
anime movie, what
I
did you,
liked
what'd
it
you
as
think?
an anime movie.
I think they could have literally gotten rid of the main bad people, and it still would have been a good movie. And like I was kind of shook because I feel like I had memories of nothing. I remembered watching parts of it, and I was like, oh, I remember these were good, but I didn't remember the whole movie. It was really good.
It went by really fucking quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna counterpoint here. I thought the movie was shit actually. So
No way.
I thought it was really boring, really incredibly boring.
I feel like there was at one point where you're like, calm down, it's about to start popping off, Josh, or something like that.
Yeah, you see, Josh was complaining about us being in the halfway point. It was like obviously everything happens in the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
it
like,
was a little.
we're only halfway. I was
Yeah.
like, oh come on, everything's start popping off.
When
Like,
it's at 48 minutes and we're barely doing anything with swords, it's like,
Yeah, we had to take a
okay.
pee
Yep.
break for that.
it was boring.
Yeah.
It was like I said, it was boring all the way through. It was
But
like,
it was
and
gorgeous.
I remembered it when we started watching. I was like, remembered distinctly. It's like, oh, they hang out in the mall a lot. In this
They
movie.
do.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like they
There
started
was a
doing
lot
that,
of
and I
mall
started
stuff.
getting a headache, and I was just like figurative headache. I was just like, oh, wonderful. We're gonna be here for the next 30 minutes. Love that.
Yeah, I feel like just it's the same situation as the other ones where they're just like, hey, we hired a random kid that was like the executive's son. And he's like, I really want to do a mall scene with the Bleach characters, which we found out at the end it's all Puro, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
Puro.
I think mainly Puro, but it's like obviously it's a movie, so they have a lot
Gotcha.
of production companies help out.
It looked
But it was
like,
fantastic. The special effects.
but it didn't look like a Bleach show. It
Episode,
looked
yeah.
literally
Well,
like
you get the movie budget, so
Yeah.
it's like
no, but I'm saying like if you took out the Bleach characters, I would not have been able to tell you what movie or like what anime that was based off of.
yeah, I guess it's accurate.
It looked like
yeah.
Yeah, it makes
everyone
sense.
looked
It looked
completely
very
different.
different. Yeah.
But I think like I think it's like it's a little uncomparable because like I would say the animation of this movie is comparable to the anime regularly that we get now. Like that's how
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
it
yeah,
looked.
very much so.
Where it's like from back in the day, it was like,
Oh.
oh fuck, okay.
Yeah.
Where it's like that is kind of like a glimpse at what I would imagine Bleach would look now.
oh my
So-
god.
It's like
Yes.
because that was very high def. Everything's very clean. Like everything was looking beautiful.
Well, we rented it from Amazon or YouTube.
YouTube.
So I'm curious if like we watched it because we don't know when it came out, right? do we
Like
remember?
2007 or something like that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So this is like Lord of the Rings level like anime. Like it was so well done, but it's like
Yeah.
back in the
Well,
day.
I mean, Bleach was mega popular back
It
in
was,
the day.
yeah.
So mega popular.
Yeah, big
they
three.
had the big fucking budget for it, but yeah, it was pristine as fuck. I'm just curious if it looked that pristine because we have a 4K
Yes,
TV,
display,
yeah.
and I'm curious if it would have looked that good back then.
Yeah, whatever it looked like, it did look
Whatever it did, it
absolutely
looked great.
fantastic. So,
Yeah,
It was optimized.
but I think if I was telling somebody to watch Bleach, I would not even tell them to watch this movie. I'd be like, Hard skip. You gain nothing
So
from this
from what you
movie.
remember,
do not watch it.
From the other movies, would you say just go straight to the other ones?
Well, like, so from what I can, okay, what I can remember the other movies, I only remember the first two pretty well, and the next one is totally Hitsugaya based, and I gotta be honest, I do not like Hitsugaya.
Yeah, I know you don't like him.
Have any sort of love for Hitsugaya. I don't care. I think he's shoehorned into everything. I don't know why. Please,
he's a fan favorite.
Fucking Izuru.
yeah, please don't give
Izuru.
me any more Hitsugaya. I don't want any more. But it's like, though I know the whole next movie is Hitsugaya.
Oh, that's lame. But I do have to say there was one scene, and I lost it. He fought somebody in the earlier parts, and then
arm?
and when he when he came back and they're in the Valley of Screams, the guy's just like standing, and then you see in the background a Maru just fucking like slithering like a little snake.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why, it was just super weird. I cracked the fuck up.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is please don't give me more Hitsugaya. I don't want any
That's
more.
fair.
Please.
Well, you're gonna have to bear through it next
I
next
fucking
week.
know. So
But I mean, how did you like the Suicide Squad Izuru, where he just hit the building he was on?
the whole thing was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's why it's like I liked. Like I was saying, we were watching. There's this one orchestra song, and I was like, I was like, that's good. But they use it only in the boring parts, and they
Yeah.
use it just for like little slow motion. Like, oh, look at it, we're hanging out in a mall. It's
But
like,
you wanted it to be like My
I wanted
Hero.
it to be like My Hero, where they played in the big action scene. But it's like we don't get that, and then they don't even use Ichigo's theme song correctly at all. It's
Yeah,
like
we get it
they
in the
use
beginning.
the very beginning,
at
and
the
it's
very
remixed.
beginning and the very end when he fights for all of like 30 seconds and gets fucked on. It's like,
Yeah, he did.
That is not how you use the Ichigo theme. The Ichigo theme is supposed to be played when he wins. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, canonically, he shows up, gets number one, decimates the captains,
Yes.
and then gets wrecked by Byakuya.
all right. Well, he's still got to do something cool.
Okay.
He did
used
nothing
it
cool
and
this
does
time.
nothing cool. And then I think they even from the beginning of the movie they fucked up because the beginning of the movie, a Hollow is wrecking shop, doing everything. And they start to play the number one theme song with like Ichigo and Rikisha. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I thought that whole scene was so boring, was
was
so lame.
I was so
Ichigo does
upset.
nothing cool in that situation. It was stupid.
Hey, Sam, I'm going to swing my sword at you. You're going to catch it. And then instead of slashing your face, I'm going to
Yes.
say, get off.
Yep, that sounds
Yep.
very lifelike and exactly what happened in the movie.
It
Actually,
was so bad.
It was like the whole like to me that opening scene was supposed to be like, oh, I'm gonna get pumped up to
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
this, and I was just like, that sucked. Like
The good-
that was
The
not good.
best part was when he left his body laying there and the paramedics came.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a funny bit. I
Yeah.
liked that. Like they brought up a lot of questions where they were like clearly kind of like almost memeing on the
Yeah.
show
Yep.
where they were like, what does happen to their body when this happens? Or it's like they bring up the whole thing with the memories where it's
Yeah.
like they say in the movie, which I'm interested to know if this is canonically correct, that when you go to the Soul Society, your memories are gone. Like,
Well, once you cross over, technically.
But to Sam's thing is, if Ichigo dies, this whole
Yeah.
series is gone.
yes.
Yeah.
So
But
it's like
he-
Ichigo shows up in the Soul Society somewhere without his memories is how that would work. Like,
I wonder if
what
they
the
like
fuck
go
is
looking
Ishi-
for
or-
him.
Ishin. What the fuck is he doing? He's just free floating. He never died. He's a soul, but he's a human. Is he got a Gigai?
well, no.
No.
He's got a Gigai, right?
Okay.
Because he was always a Soul Reaper. So it's like
Yeah.
he's got like in the Urahara situation.
Okay.
So I think he is
How
Soul
do you-
Reaper through and through. So
So you can
so
have kids
realistically,
while you have a Gigai?
well, realistically, as far as we know, he's also had another family that he's just forgotten about, and
Oh, you're right.
whose memory he's just forgotten, according to the movie here.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, tight. New movie idea. Ishin's original family.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, they'd probably be dead by now, judging by how long he was captain for. With
That's a good point.
but still, it's like I mentioned if that's legitimately true because that brings up a lot of like the whole thing. So if you guys remember very early on in Bleach, Chad interacts with his bird.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the bird has like a trapped
little
soul
kid.
inside, like a little kid, and he's looking for his mom. And this Hollow is using him to bait out other like people to kill.
Yeah.
So and he gets to, I'm almost 100% the kid gets to Soul Society, and he remembers Chad. I'm
does.
almost 100%
Oh, you're right.
that
Chad's
happens.
walking around with the kid on
Yes.
his shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that not right?
I have another question.
Sure.
How do the whole royal families work?
You're just lucky.
Well, according to the filler, there's 4 of them. First of all,
Well, where'd they come from and how'd they start?
yeah, I don't know that answer
Because they have to die, then they come in and they're like, "Oh, hey, the whole royal family died
but
here." and
the
we got-
royal families had to have started at one point because all of Soul Society, like all of I don't know what Soul Society proper, like
Yeah,
the Sarate and
Sarate,
everything.
thank
Yeah.
you. That was all started, with like head captain Yamamoto when they formed
Yeah.
that. So they probably at some point delegated, I would assume, the royal families, or I don't know.
But they all look the same.
But that's a good point. Can Soul Reapers have babies?
Genryusai, or not Genryusai, what's fucking old man Byakuya?
That's right. He has his grandkid.
Okay, yes.
So maybe you can be born
I'm going to need to know the inner workings of the Soul Society.
Pythes.
I'm going to need to know.
Comment section, please.
Because, like, that brings up... I have to assume that they are living a whole second life, like, in Soul Society. So, like, the royal family of Soul Society was born and bred in Soul Society.
That's what
I'm going to guess.
allow that as the answer.
And, like, so it's basically just, like, a second world. And, like, there's royal in that world.
I would say, like, if we're going to go, like, biblical, maybe it's like, okay, angels existed before humans, and then humans existed. So then when humans die, they go to heaven where angels were already there. So that Soul Reapers were already in Soul Society, like you're saying. And they were there to, like, curate and kind of like
that makes sense.
Fairy people.
You start over. I didn't understand any of that.
So like angels existed before humans.
Okay.
So Soul Reapers existed.
Heaven. Yeah, and Soul Reapers existed in Soul Society, and
So you're saying Soul Reapers have always been there since the dawn of time?
Yeah, like
Okay.
that. They're like the angel kind of thing.
Okay.
And then when humans.
So who
die,
was the first Soul Reaper? Jesus Christ.
Yuhabaha.
Because like that, like when is there a talk about the beginning of like when is the beginning
We'll get a light
beginning?
novel.
Like
I wish though, like if they went deeper into it or got a movie for it, that'd be super dope.
because I think one of the Ronkers, I don't remember which character, but there is a talk where they're like, who gives you guys the right to like decide that you're the good guys? Like someone
who
calls
says
them
that?
out on that, and I don't know if maybe it's part of the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc or if it's part of the filler, but someone asked them like, who gives you guys the right? Like who decided you're good, we're bad? Like. And they're like,
you're right.
oh.
It's the Urankar. I want to say it's Grimjow for some reason, but I don't think.
I
It's,
don't think it's Grimjow.
That doesn't fit his motive.
Yeah, that seems like a begging, like
It could
who
be
decided
Ulquiorra.
you're the
Remember,
bad
he
guy.
is a damn king.
Or is it
It's
Star?
definitely not Ulquiorra either. Come on, it doesn't match their personality to be given that speech.
Yeah, no, I know.
because like I'm pretty sure that was said is like I'm losing. Like, why do you guys get to decide who wins and who loses? You know, like who goes to hell or whatever.
It was Loopy.
Well, he got wrecked.
So like I'm really interested. Like this movie, the whole thing is basically like they basically try to add all this lore to like this whole society, but it's like we don't know anything about that. Like when you were talking about, oh, we could have done the whole movie without the bad guys. It's 100% true because they don't give you any sort of backstory for the bad guys,
Except for that they have amnesia and they're the darkest.
they're from a exiled royal family.
Yeah.
And we never learned why they were exiled.
No.
We never learned where he got this giant scar on his face, which seems like an important point.
Yep.
But one of the funniest fucking things Sam did early on in the movie was turn the subtitles on.
Oh, God.
And we realized that the subtitles, we watched it in dub.
As per usual. Yep.
But the subs were from the fucking Japanese movie.
Yep.
There's a grandfather realm of darkness person that they do not mention in the English dub.
Dub, not important. Well, they probably went through to do the dubbing, and like they watched the whole thing. Like, all right, let's figure out what's going on. It's like that grandpa character doesn't come up at all ever, and
That's
has
what I
no
was
importance. So like, we'll probably just cut that
shoot.
one. It's like
That's the only thing I could think of. Is they legitimately found plot holes in their own story
Yep.
halfway through, like, cut grandpa. Like,
No one will miss them. It's okay.
it's insane.
It's crazy, and it's like they set up the whole thing. You know, like they basically go to rescue Senna, who the whole movie is
main
like, oh,
character,
Senna's the
pretty much.
Shinjuku, or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck, and she's the whole plot point, the plot device of the whole story.
I could never have seen that coming.
Yep. Also, the Ferris wheel. Hello.
Ooh, yeah.
And so they basically like all the Soul Reapers like, hey, what up? We're gonna go save her. Or half of them, really.
Yeah.
And their fights are so bleh. It's just like it was such a bad showing.
The only good fight was Soifon, and I was mad about that.
Yeah.
Because hers is the only one that like normally. So it caused two big plot points. If they can end the fight so quick, which Soifon obviously, I think she's like known for ding ding like Dunzo.
Double tap.
But even Kenpachi, who is so
Oh my God.
abnormally stronger than the person he's fighting, why did Yamamoto not think that they're just gonna wipe the floor with these guys? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, it's a
he
joke.
just wanted to use the canon.
especially
I will be
everything
honest.
we know later on in the story. It's like damn well your fucking captains are OP as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not think I'm just gonna send them in and they're gonna wipe the floor?
So
Like they could have sent Kenpachi in, and he
They
would've wiped the
literally
floor.
could have.
Like,
Yeah, he
Like,
would've
he
destroyed
memed on
everybody.
that guy.
Yeah.
But you know what was funny? Remember how when we watched the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc and Kenny showed up
Yes.
and he just started blowing up?
Yeah.
That was like his superpower. Like, hey, I don't have a Bankai. I just blow the fuck
This
up.
time he put himself in like a little like ball and was just
Apparently,
bonk, bonk.
did this get written before did the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc? That whole movie? I feel like it had to.
Yeah. This is the first
wait.
one that ever came out.
I don't remember Kenpachi ever fucking going hamster ball fucking ape shit on
Well, no, I
people.
think that was like a cool movie effect.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
I don't think he ever does that again. Like, that never comes into play.
But him going yellow and
But
exploding
yeah, he's done that
shit,
since he take off the eye patch.
Yeah.
I remember
he's
him
always
going
done
yellow.
he's always done the exploding thing.
Best
Okay.
part, Yachido
I'm pretty
hanging
sure
out.
this movie is written like right after the first arc. Like,
It makes
That's what
sense.
makes-
like
yeah.
right
because
after
you
Bound
can
and
tell
stuff.
that everybody's powers is from the fucking first arc. It's like
Yeah.
even to the point where they use Ikaku and Tetsuzaimon drinking against each other again. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
get it. I get
I
it.
like how they had Tetsuzaimon
Yeah.
his release form. It's like, please,
What is it, man?
Make something up.
Yeah, and he's just like he's weird joking on everyone. Oh, they're just using their regular swords. He's already got his Shikai. Just
yeah.
It's just like okay, cool. It's like glad you're here, dude.
Fucking guy, dude.
But back to the animation, there was only one thing I wanted to see this entire film, and it was Rangiku's tits knocking back and forth, and they did a fucking perfect job.
Hey,
And
that was fantastic.
It was an hour and 20 minutes into the film or so, and it was all.
Well, they
I
got to
ever
keep
needed.
you watching. You know,
Yeah,
they can't
yeah.
just
They
spill
can't.
the beans right at the
that's
start.
the moment that Josh woke up. He's like, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those dark scenes where it was super colorful. It's like, oh, this was well done. Kudos.
Okay, you know who we didn't see at all during the movie? There's
Uh,
one character that was
Ganju.
mysteriously
Ganju, I agree.
completely absent. Was
Hanatoro.
part of.
I
Well,
agree with
that's
that.
a good pick too. Momo.
That's okay. We don't need to see
No one cares.
She was not in the movie
She's
at
in
all.
the fucking torture chamber.
Yeah, she's in the asylum right now.
She wouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe canonically she's in there right
Yeah.
now because it's after the first arc.
Yeah.
Does she go straight there? She does, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
Why do you care?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking it's like we saw everybody else. Like we were talking about Tetsuzaimon,
Yeah.
right? Why is he there? No,
Yeah,
nobody
that's a
knows.
good point.
But then it's like Momo is who we know her power is mysteriously absent as well. So I guess they tried to fit it in to like, hey, this is when it happens canonically. But she's definitely like no mention, nothing. And Hitsugai is in it a lot, which usually
Yeah.
means
Well,
you're gonna get fucking Momo.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I bet Momo's in the next movie. I bet.
Oh, you're right. She has to be.
Because she's very central to Hitsugaya. So I
That's his
bet.
girlfriend.
Is it
Nah,
Not
really.
really.
Rangiku? Rangiku stand.
Holding that hope.
Yeah,
I shall suffocate him.
that's the way to go. But so Jose brought it up earlier.
Like the kid and the dad?
No,
Oh.
fucking head captain Yamamoto just wants to blow shit up. Like I think it's his Zanpakuto. He's just like, fucking do it, just blow shit
Well,
up. dude."
I mean, do we want to talk about how once again the whole plot line of this is the Soul Society being an asshole?
it's Yamamoto.
Yeah,
Constantly.
He's kind of an asshole.
The
but
whole thing, the only backstory we got is for some reason the Soul Reapers exiled him and they held a grudge. That's the
Good
whole
point.
plot of this story.
What do you think they did? They sold like bad cabbage.
Yeah, I don't
Bad
fucking know.
cabbage.
I feel like that's
they
it.
disagree with Yamamoto. They don't
Yeah.
want him exploding something, and they fucking got kicked out.
Sir,
Like-
you got to stop using your weapon. What?
Like, isn't it a little bit overkill to use the giant phoenix to like execute people like that? All right, get
Nope.
rid of them. It's
Yeah.
like, yep, we use the giant phoenix for everything: blowing up, executions.
They
just
had
everything.
Keto cannon.
They had big titty purple chick before we had Mikafune written, and this is unacceptable. You have to
Yeah.
leave. And they were god tier characters, right? Like they were pretty fucking strong right off the bat.
No,
No.
That's a
Hogan
joke.
got his
You know
arm
what?
chopped off right away.
No, I have to say they were strong because
No,
no. Okay,
you're out of your mind.
Okay, work with me here. Ichigo gets stabbed first fight, gets fucking wrecked.
But after he cuts off the arm, if we're talking specifically the main bad guy, yeah, he's strong. But if we're talking the rest of his lackeys, they're a joke.
They are a joke. But I'm just trying to figure out because Ichigo got wrecked. And he doesn't have the Gentei Kaijo thing where they have to release.
Yes.
Did they have Gentei Kaijo released?
You know, and here's where I'm going to come in with they probably didn't get to that part in the
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
That's,
The
that's
manga
already
art.
the wrong
So
They didn't make that bullshit
they
up.
probably didn't get there yet. It's just like-
Oh.
so, okay, remind me. We had this talk in the podcast and I already forgotten. What happens first? Do Grimjo and the Arankar show up or do Yami and Ulquiorra show up?
Yami Ulquiorra.
Yeah.
They're the first ones to
Yeah,
show up?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
It
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because when Ichigo shows up to save Senna, who is the girl of this movie, and he cuts off the guy's arm, and I'm immediately like, oh, that's the Yami scene. That's
Yeah!
the Yami
Yeah,
scene.
very
Oh, they
yeah.
like-
Wow.
So they
They
just-
cut off the fucking Hollow's hand
But-
in the very beginning too.
Surely they just took that from the manga, right? Like they were like, oh, he does that to Yami, so now I know cutting off limbs is cool.
Oh,
so I'm
wow,
just
they-
going to cut that off.
But they did it better than Naruto did or in the Boruto stuff. It's like, hey, remember how we made a movie? We're just going to turn that into a fucking episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, we're going to reanimate the big fat guy.
And it's like they had, as we've been saying multiple times, they had incredible animation, but then like I felt when the fight scenes were going to start, they were over so quick
They had a
that I
budget.
didn't get to enjoy any of like there were no cool
The really nice fighting.
like there were no cool fight moments going on.
No.
There was a lot of like running after each other, like doing cool flips, and it was like, oh, that looks really good. But the actual fighting parts was like, and we're done, or you're trapped to a wall, or you're exploded off screen, or
I think they were preparing
Or
for
your
short form
Yumi
content. They're like, we got yeah. Okay, Yumi Chica was there, right? He stabbed somebody
joke,
behind.
absolute joke.
So was fucking Rangiku. I thought she was gonna fight Big Titty
She
Chick.
killed a lot of those little things. So she actually
She-
went Shikai. She
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
She could have done that way early
Yes,
on.
100%.
I'm so done with people.
100%.
But I would say Soifon and Kenpachi were the only two enjoyable fights.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And,
100%.
Again, to Sam's point, I think that was a minute total of content.
Yeah.
yeah, very much so.
It was like
Barely
130
anything.
minutes.
And it's like Hitsugaya, who we know is very strong. We've seen his Bankai
Yeah.
before. He spends most of his fight. This guy has the attacks, in case you guys out there have forgotten, where he basically shoots like launching missile things from his little backpack,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
have like strings on them.
Yeah.
So like you kind of can see where they're going, and Hitsugaya just runs away from it, and they just explode behind him. It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but what a dumb fucking power. Absolute dumb.
Yeah, I think, well, this probably came out just shortly after all of the, and Sam's going to be fucking mad I bring this up, the first trilogy of Star Wars, where they're just like, they didn't go, not the first trilogy, the episodes 1 through 3, where their attacks weren't intentionally like going towards anyone or going towards like vitals. It was just like, let's do this cool dance where like ching, ching, ching.
How does that relate to somebody shooting
I'm
missiles
saying
at all?
it looks cool, but it
In
did
Star Wars,
fucking
they
nothing.
deflect the stuff being shot at them, so it
No.
looks cool. In this one, Hitsugaya is literally running in a straight line, and the guy doesn't think to aim 1 foot forward the
Or-
whole time.
Well, he could have just pincer moved.
But you can't really pinch move because they're both pointed this like on his back. It's
Well,
like,
one goes this way. They were going
but he
whatever
can't
way he
control.
wanted.
Like it's not like a
I
turret.
think he can
It's not a
control.
turret on his back. He can't 180 the fucking thing.
I'm sorry. I just remembered the fact that the blanks, Sam, right off the bat, are those dog penises?
That's exactly
I-
what
wow,
they look
just
like.
went
Sorry to
straight to
derail
that all of a
It's
sudden.
exactly
I just
what they look
remembered
like.
the blanks getting sucked up into the guy's thing, and I'm like, dog penises.
Yeah, that's what they fucking look like. It's ridiculous.
What was the fucking thought process on that? Do you guys think?
I don't think
I
there
don't-
really was.
yeah,
one.
it's just like, let's come up with something
Kinda
crazy
look like
looking.
sperm stuff. So
Sperm from a dog's
they
dick.
just fucking take it as like fuck it.
Hey, and you know what it does? It turns into ectoplasm and it shoots at people.
Yeah, you
And
use it as weapons. Oh, they also are used to like make memories. They also use they're the whole key point to draw everything
Yeah.
together.
Yep.
It's like they're multi-purpose. They're the fill in the blanks is what they are. So.
I would. That was really good. So there's that one scene where the Lords of Darkness or Chaos,
Yep,
whatever the
uh-huh,
fuck they
yeah.
are
The Dark
walking
Clan.
through. Yeah, the Dark Clan. Fucking nearly cut myself on the edge from that one. They were walking through a dust storm. Don't know where the dust storm was.
the
but
Don guy or whatever.
The-
Oh, the
yeah,
Don
yeah,
guy. The place where
The
Ichigo
world
gets his
between
final
worlds.
Bankai. The Don
Yes.
guy Bankai.
Yes.
Yes, okay. One dude just opens his cloak on accident and fades. And we're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But everyone turns and is getting bombarded by the same wind and doesn't fade out.
Well, they were talking about in the movie, if you pay attention.
I did
They
not.
were talking about how wandering souls in there slowly start to fade away, and they eventually figured out a way to use them as resources so that they could grow stronger and survive
that's
in
so
the Don guy.
convenient. Could you explain that power source? And how
Listen,
it
that's
works?
as far as they gave. So just like we have no backstory, we don't have any backstory to the power. So
What was the main bad guy's power? Was it wind or was it
I have
sword
no
force?
fucking
I have no
idea.
idea.
I feel
Dude,
like
he
they're
was just
like-
there.
he's throwing the sword. He's making the sword come back. He's making the sword appear out of thin air. He's
It's
doing wind
green.
stuff.
He's low budget.
He's controlling the
Byakuya.
sperm shit, making it flow.
It
throw
turns
all
to
over
wood.
everywhere. Yeah, the sperm goes hard all of a
Yes.
sudden. It just like who the fuck.
Did you
knows?
think it was long-haired
It's
Karya
candle
for a
wax.
moment?
Yeah, I think they were riffing hard. It's like I don't know
Yeah.
why they use my boy's wind powers right at the start like that. Like fucking hell.
I agree with myself. They should have not written those people in.
There wasn't any sort of a life lesson in this movie. There's not like what
There
am
was no
I what am I
life
taking
lesson.
away from this?
I
Like,
agree.
I walk away from this going, okay,
Yep.
like there's
That
nothing.
he's gonna remember the memories of nobody.
And then the most annoying part of the movie for me, Ichigo and Senna are visiting Senna's grave.
Yep.
Okay.
At the end or
no,
before?
this is the middle of the
Okay.
movie. Fucking the Soul Reaper squad shows up at a thing and they're like, yo, we need to take Senna. And they basically tell Ichigo, this guy is going to try to take her and destroy both of the worlds. We need Senna. And Ichigo is like,
No.
wait, you want to hold her captive? I'm not going to do that. Where simply, it would have been like, we need her for protection purposes. You give her to us.
Well, so
Ichigo then could be, oh, you guys are going to protect her? I'll come with. We're
and
good.
Then as soon as she walks up, stab, stab, stab. And then done. We're good.
It's just like ridiculous. Just like communicate better. Like the whole purpose of this movie is
he's a teenager, man. He's not gonna listen.
But I'm not even talking about the teenager. I'm talking about the adults. Like just simply, hey, we need to take Senna for protection purposes because if the enemy gets her, the worlds are destroyed.
You know what? I would have listened because they sent healthy Ukitake.
Yeah, exactly. They sent the best guy, and he was a bit of an asshole.
He was.
Like, he even walked out, and you could tell he was angry, Ukitake.
Do you remember that Vine/short thing where it's the kid running around the pool, and the mom's like, what do you have? And he's like, a knife!
Oh, JJ says
that was the fucking situation. Ichigo's just, like, running around, and they're like, what do you have? A knife. And instead of just being like, hey, hand me that, you know, you can't play with that, like you said, they're just like, I will fucking stab you. And when you get stabbed by the main bad guy and fall down to the ground, we're just going to full...
But, like, to be fair to Ichigo, he didn't really know what he had all that much at that point. Like, I think they were just about to talk, and then, of course, like, Soul Reaper gang, shout out, and they walk through, and then he gets the explanation of what she is. They basically straight up tell him, and he's like, nah, I'm not going to give him to you guys.
And then Renji goes bipolar.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Which Renji's like the guy in your friend group who just, like, whatever group he's with, that's who he is. It's so he's like, himself. I'm with the lawful guys. Hey, you need to give him with us. But it's like, if he's with Rukia, I'm going to go too. I'm going to help my friend.
Yeehaw, motherfuckers.
Trying to get in there.
So much
it's
sometimes.
like, come on, pick your fucking thing. Like, goddamn. He was like that when he first showed up with Byakuya too. It's like, come on.
But you know what? What I would say is his Bankai shows that he is frail. He falls apart easily.
I see. You're
Renji stand.
Yes.
I see you've done a lot of deep writing on this Renji character.
I'm also going to write the whole situation with sending them in as angry. Old man Yamamoto's like, really, really want to use Keto Cannon. Can you please piss Ichigo off and set this thing going?
I've been alive for many years. Let me use the cannon.
It's like we really just need to give Ichigo a little push. It's like we're gonna head immediately in the right direction, guys.
Also, guys, I really cannot send my entire squad. We only have an hour. By the way, I sent my entire squad to go in there because you only have an hour.
He kept best guys at his side.
And I think for the first time ever, too, he's sitting in his throne.
Yeah.
The whole movie is sitting
on his high throne.
He was
tired. Son of a bitch.
It's because he knew. He knew. He's like, my one chance to use the cannon.
The only time he stands is when he finds out he can no longer use the cannon because they escaped.
Yeah. I got a conspiracy theory. You know what things you normally do when you're sitting? Like activities that require sitting? Movie watching. You know what he was doing? He was watching the movie of the Keto Cannon blowing up the two worlds. That's what he wanted. They were preparing. It's all subliminal messaging, guys. You got to fucking wake up.
At the end of the movie, you know, like when they're like, "Oh, they escaped, yay!" and they're having like a little celebration moment. The Keto Cannon, like they clearly burn it to shoot it somehow. Is completely used. Like, they did fully shoot it. So clearly, I don't know if it didn't work.
We also got the purple goo from the Power Rangers movie showing up, and it was kind of like,
did you guys get the purple goo when the Power Ranger movie came out?
I
had that.
I had that for a while.
Fucking shit was fire.
Cool.
It was awesome.
I did not.
Oh, you absolutely missed it. That was the best part of the movie.
This is infinitely why Sam is so much cooler than me.
Getting the purple goo.
It's like he started off way higher on the tier list than I did.
They have the one part of the movie. Do you remember in Power Rangers, the Power Rangers podcast?
Yes.
Now? You remember Power Rangers where they're on the edge of the cliff and they're shooting them back with the button? That's so unsafe. Like they could have killed so many people like that.
Thank you.
I feel like Josh watched this as a kid and was like, "Oh my god, so many people could have died." Mom,
this is a safety hazard. Get OSHA in there,
like
Mom.
That's such like a kid. It's like, oh, we'll just use the fire extinguisher to push them back, and they're on the fucking fire truck. It's like, yeah, guys, that's really powerful. That thing will blow holes. It's like that'll push someone way back. Like, you guys need to sort that shit out.
How many kids wanted to play with the fire hose after that?
I know. It was probably a lot. It was probably a lot.
We didn't hear it on the news.
Do you remember the skydiving scene?
Now imagine how many kids are going to want to play with the fucking Keto Cannon after this.
Exactly. It's a giant fire.
Can I have one?
No, wait, it wasn't. Yeah, fuck you. We're talking about OSHA violations. You with fire and a fucking. It's a Phoenix cannon.
Yep,
it'd be so cool though.
Which we were having a talk, and Josh brought it up. Is that the same Phoenix? There's no way.
I don't think so, but I mean,
I don't even remember the Phoenix.
He likes everything to be Phoenix based. So when he got
Yamamoto,
the Keto Cannon commissioned, he said to make sure it shoots a flaming Phoenix because that's kind of my vibe, you know.
I read this kid's book.
He just has a Phoenix tattooed on his back.
Yeah. Kind of like this one right here. This one.
I was reading a kid's book the other week. it's about this young wizard, and I just there's this old lovely wizard too, and Dumbledore, if I may.
I relate with him hard.
Yes.
Yes.
And his thing's a phoenix. I kind of feel like a phoenix.
He's like, my beard, it's majestic like his.
That Ichigo kid, he's giving me strong Harry Potter vibes, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god, he's like, please come meet in my office.
You're
missing the scar.
Okay, so I mean, anything else we want to say about the movie? Animation, really fantastic,
Top tier.
as we were saying.
I do have one question.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes.
The ending was sad as fuck, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
He
very
walks her
much.
to-
He walks her to the grave.
and makes her think that she did exist when it cleared it. He's 16.
Mm-hmm.
We already see him Konso like 2 fucking kids, and it's fucking heart-wrenching in the situation already. How would you be handling a situation like that?
Well, he's lost his mom already.
yeah.
Okay.
He's gone through a lot of shit already.
Not only that,
you know what?
he helps
And-
a bunch of kids get crossover, even in the first arc.
At that point, he's also fought his mom's killer. So it's like,
Yup.
Yeah, I'm just saying at this one point, this is like adult person pain that's different than like a child
he's
pain.
basically an adult. I would say
Yeah.
if you add up all of the emotional experiences Ichigo has gone through, he's basically an adult.
How would you handle that, though? Where you're carrying this non-existent chick, and she's like, hey, tell me my name's on the grave. And you're just like, yeah, kid.
It's right here.
How are you handling that? Are you just going to be like, it ain't there. I'm sorry to
No,
say.
you lied to
No,
him.
come
You already
on,
lied to him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
I would
Not even
handle
a
it the way
question in
Ichigo did
hell.
it too.
Like,
Yeah.
Part of me is just like, oh, yeah. I'm
Okay,
terrible at lying.
Don't. If
Yeah.
we die, let's not go to Josh.
Yeah, that's 100%. I'll be
Well,
finding
just
someone
don't be
else.
non-existent
I'll go find the
characters.
homeless person on the street before I find Josh. So,
Did you go to Danny? I'm busy.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
I'll,
Danny would be
I'll
more
solo it at that point. It's
Yeah.
like, no one help me, please. It's like,
You get Lewis be like,
I'll
he didn't even bother to come to me.
I'll just be by myself. It's like, forget it.
He's just gonna be like in the parking lot of McDonald's, almost at the fucking entryway, just passed out on the fucking driveway. Like, I almost made it.
It's like, being a hollow ain't bad. It's like,
Sam just
Oh.
terrorizes fast food places.
And we got the reappearance of Soul Chains. I'm so happy to see those come back. That's what that was.
yeah.
once again, this is probably took place after the first arc. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah,
like
they still
very
remember
still
that shit.
prevalent in that part. So
Remember normal hollows and
Yeah.
Soul Chains?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how your main character can't kill shit? Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, but I would handle it the same way Ichigo did. It's like
Yeah,
that's
you,
good.
you kind of like if someone's dying like that to get really dark. It's like you kind of just lie to them, just make them happy. It's like
Yeah.
you don't have to like smack them down, like spike them into the ground right before they die.
Maybe-
Fucking moron.
Maybe the reason I'm like, oh no, like I don't know if I could tell like a lie like that
Mm-hmm.
hardcore and like sell it to myself and to the other person is because I would be like, oh yeah, there's hope. It'll happen.
Josh
Don't
is
worry.
just crying.
But yeah, I'll be bawling my
So
fucking
you
eyes
wouldn't. So you would tell them that their name isn't on the grave to give them hope, is what you just said?
out. I don't think I would walk her to her grave, but I guess if she did really want me to walk her to grave and
Which she did.
agonizingly along,
She did.
She
He
did
could
in
have,
this
like-
scenario.
can we just talk about how he could have like flashed up there? But
yeah, but like they seem to pick and choose how that works. Like if
Yeah.
he was in Soul Reaper form, could he still pick up her thing totally fine and move? Which I think so. Yes,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
they seem like they're always kind of weirdo about like,
yeah,
can they do that?
I think
Can
I think they chose to make it a human thing.
Yeah, I think so
just
as well.
very much.
And it's probably this is one of the worst times to bring it up. But Cone is just there sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that his body was just leaning on Senna at one point, and then he's like, "Cone, take care of." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's go." Like,
Yeah.
Cone wasn't even in the
Which
scene.
you forget, by the way. So if you remember when that happened and Conan just miraculously there to take over Ichigo's body, he was last left with Urahara.
Yeah, he was.
So like Ichigo would have had to off screen go to Urahara's shop, get Cone back, and then go hang out with Senna. And
this
all-
implies the existence of multiple cones.
Oh my
True.
god! Can you
Also,
imagine?
true.
Rukia.
Can we talk about how Cone had multiple instances with angry blanks, but Soifon's or whatever squad fucking died?
We don't know if they're dead.
I don't think-
we didn't see
I don't
them.
think
We
they're
don't know if
They
they're
didn't
dead.
make it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we don't know. They did let
I
out
don't
the
think so,
agonizing
yeah.
scream like they might have died, but
I think they were
Cone,
afraid.
meanwhile,
We
is just
didn't
like, let
see-
me get under there.
it didn't happen. It happened off screen. Who knows?
But as soon as it's Rukia
But their
and
squad
Cone,
did die right at the start of the movie as well. So
Oh, yeah.
you don't want to be in the stealth forces all year here and here. No
Yeah.
stealth
Nope.
force, please. That is a shitty squad to be in.
Super. I mean, they've got Omaida. That would be worse enough.
You know, and it's weird because Soy Fon
But
seems
he's
like
fast.
she has a lot of confidence in her stealth force because, like,
I wouldn't.
she was fighting the blank. She's like, go get Senna, or like go get the Shinjuku
like,
or whatever.
Yeah,
And they're like,
yes,
yes,
ma'am.
and then they start getting fucked up. It's like,
No.
so she thought that was gonna work. Like,
Meanwhile, Rukia runs over and has like a comedy routine with fucking Cone. Like, oh,
Yeah.
slash, oh, that one's down. Oh, slash, Cone, get off of me. No.
yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Don't
Oh.
be stealth force. They're the peons that just get fucking written off.
Just F's in chat for them.
Okay, well, the next movie we're going to do is the Diamond Dust Rebellion. That's the very Hitsugaya-centric one. Not particularly looking forward to that, but if I do remember correctly, I remember liking that one better than this one, even when I was
I do
a
remember
young
liking that
lad.
one a lot.
So,
But me and Danny
could
were
be
always.
good. Yeah, you guys were
yeah.
always Hitsugaya fuckboys, so
I grew
we'll
out
have
of
to
that.
see. Before we go, let's give it a number rating on the scale out of 10.
Oh.
No halfsies. So,
Out of 10,
yep.
Out of 10?
Jose, go first.
6.
Okay.
7.5.
Oh, that's a high rating. I give it about a.
If it's
I
under
give it about a
5.
4.
Wow.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
Sam, are we on a teeter-totter? Like, whenever I fucking say something's pretty decent, you're just like, it was shit. I don't know what you're saying.
Like,
Whoa,
so
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
just saying,
whoa.
I really liked this movie back in the day. Upon a second rewatch, it is not a good movie. Do not waste your time watching
I
it.
liked
Even if
it.
you like Bleach, there's not enough good moments in this movie to waste your time watching this movie.
You know what it felt like to me? It was a shonen version of Your Name, and not as good.
I mean, it was not even in the ballpark as good. It was like in the
Yeah.
little
It had a
league
very
field,
sad
like,
ending. What are you
outside
talking
of some
about?
fucking
Oh, is
rundown
this just a sad
elementary school.
ending? But they
And
had a
fire
happy
animation.
ending.
Yeah, I know it was good. The reason I say 7.5 is it was a good story. The animation was fire, and I got to see the knockers move. So.
I just think in terms of an anime movie, it was bad.
So it could have been realistically a 5. And
if
then
it was a
just
movie
seeing her
about
boobs.
Rangiku the entire time,
Please
it
no.
would have been a fucking
Please.
11.
No.
Please
Oh
no.
my God.
Oh.
I love her.
I mean, I imagine she too is going to be the next one a lot. So.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a 10 for me, boys.
But she's just not that interesting.
Oh, you were so wrong.
She's got interesting body
So,
parts.
no, she likes candy.
Okay, no one cares.
No,
All right,
just
let's end the
candy.
podcast. The podcast is
God.
over. Thanks for watching. It's been Bleach Boys. Let us know what you think, if you even remember Memories of Nobody, because you shouldn't. Don't worry about it. We're going to be doing Diamond Dust Rebellion, as I said, so stay tuned. We'll be back next Friday with that movie, and then we'll be moving on to movie number 3 after that. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment. Let us know what you think, and then if you're listening, be sure to give us a nice rating. Say what's up. Follow us on Twitter at the Otaku, yada, yada. We will see you guys next time. Have a good one.